Welcome back, students. We're going to talk about your rights as a tenant. St. Croix Properties LLC would be considered either a landlord, landlady, land organization, property owner, but leaser, but you are the tenant. 6.3a, what are your rights as a tenant? Let's look at our learning targets. We're going to define some vocabulary terms used in renting and leasing. First one was tenant. That's you, the renter. We're going to explain your rights and the rights of the property owner manager. We are going to talk about rental contracts a little later on, not today. We want you to understand some parts of the contract, though, like security deposit and other things. You're going to look at your responsibilities also as a tenant, and cost and liabilities of renting, which has kind of been an ongoing theme in this whole rental unit. For discussion today, I want you to think about this. Have you ever had an argument at home about whose turn it is to do the dishes, clean the bathroom, take out the trash, dog, bunny rabbit, take the kitty for a walk? Have you ever had an argument at home about chores and responsibilities? I'm guessing you have. I would like your responses to these questions. Who is responsible for cleaning your room at home? Whose job is it to do the dishes at your home? Who changes the light bulbs or the toilet paper? What happens if these tasks are not completed? That's just to get our thinking started for today. We are going to talk about your rights as a tenant. The first place we are going to look for this research is at the Minnesota Rental Protection website. In Minnesota and in each town, there are different rules and responsibilities for both the tenant, who's the renter, and the leaser, also known as landlord, landlady, landperson. As we do our exploring, we are going to answer, it looks like, 3 questions. So let's get started. Now remember, these are rental rules in Minneapolis, but a lot of them may be true in other parts of the state, in other states. Rental protections, what do they got? I bet the bold words are stuff that we should look at. Rental screening. What the heck is a rental screening? Maybe I should read it. Mr. Benson did say that we're going to learn some new vocabulary today. Rental screening. There are 2 options for screening potential renters. Owners can use the inclusive screening criteria, an ordinance, or do an individual assessment. That doesn't mean anything to me yet. I should keep reading on. Even if a rental property owner does not charge an application fee, they have to use one of these options. Well, if they have to do something, I should probably know about it. And if it has to do with an application or application fee, I know what that is, because I've applied for jobs before. That's where I fill out my information about me. So there must be some things that they do after I fill it out that would be part of a screening process. Hey, I wonder if that might be question 1. Rental screening section. Oh, Ms. Hoffman, Ms. Wendelboe, and Mr. Benson have a question, and they've told us what section to look at. This is going to be great. Can a leaser screen out or not rent to you based on an insufficient credit history? Well, we've talked about credit history and how that's important when renting, but we could have been wrong. We're not landowners and we're not lawyers, but maybe that's a common mistake, and that's why they've listed it here. Insufficient rental history. Criminal history. That doesn't apply to us. Rental history. No, it said something about credit. Shoot, I wonder where I could find that. Credit history. I bet the answer to number 1 is here. Question number 2. In the security deposit section. Thank you, Ms. Hoffman, Ms. Wendelboe, and Mr. Benson, for telling me what section to look at, so I don't have to read the whole article. If a landowner asks for more than first month's rent up front, They cannot ask for more than what percentage of a single month's rent for a security deposit? More than, what does that mean? If they ask for first month's rent, can they ask for a full security deposit? It says more than a month's rent. Oh, I know. Sometimes they ask for first month's rent and last month's rent and a security deposit. If that happens, I wonder if they limit how much of a security deposit they can ask for. What if they ask for 1.5 times first month's rent? Is that more than first month's rent? If so, there's only a certain percentage they may be able to ask you for a security deposit. That would be helpful to know. Where would I look? If only there was a security deposit section. So we're going to look for some kind of percentage in here. Question number 3. If a property manager withholds some or all of your security deposit, at the end of the lease, they must provide you with what? Wonder where I'd find that. Security deposit. It must be important. It keeps coming up. They talk about security this, security that. Why are they so worried about security deposit? And why wouldn't I get all of it back? Probably something I should learn. Maybe I can find more of it in this section. Moving on, the next thing we're going to do today is we are going to look at a video about your rights as a tenant. 5 things you can do. 5 things you can do. 5 things you can do to protect yourself. What are your rights to protect yourself from? St. Croix Property, LLC. Let's watch the video and see. Here's the video. It says again that there are 5 tips. I wonder if they're going to use this kind of numbering to tell us tip 1, blah, 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 blah. Tip 2, in nice bold, this is what it is. Tip 3, this is what it is. Here's some examples. They do tell us, but in bold and bluish gray. Number 2, why should you make a repair request in writing and keep a copy? And then give 3 examples of what livable housing is. So she must tell us the tip and then explain by giving at least 3 examples. Maybe that'd be a good place to pause the video, come back to this sheet, and write down some of the examples. Tip 3, I think we just saw that one. Number 4, why should you not ignore an eviction lawsuit? 5, what is your biggest takeaway from this video? Do you think the answer to this will be directly said in the video? Your biggest takeaway should be, or is this something you need to think of on your own and write down here? Well, while you're thinking of that, you can stop this video, and I hope you have a good day.